Let's see the fear.
This week on TNA Xplosion, Gia Miller goes around the ring with the brand new TNA Digital Media Champion, AJ Francis of First Class. The Don West, you've got to be kidding me, top 5 trending topics of the week. In case you missed it, and our main event, we'll see the rising star, Leon Slater, go one-on-one with Jonathan Gresham. But first, TNA Plus presents From the Vault. Xplosion starts now.
Have one of the hottest feuds going, but Dorian Roldan, the executive director of AAA, said, boys, you need to play on the same team if we're going to compete, and the crowd solidly behind the Cowboy, James Storm, and Team Impact.
You know what you have in the ring right now? You have 6 massive egos. So can anyone put their egos aside, keep them in check for the betterment of either AAA or Impact?
I would say 5 egos. Eddie Edwards has been the man that has been, well, pretty consistent at least, in his urge to get everybody on the same page. We've seen it time and time again. He's told Storm, told these C3 guys, you gotta work together in this. And what's even more interesting about that is Eddie Edwards represents our Japan partner as their world champion. Here's a cover. It's been so great to see the global expansion. We have seen promotions from all over the world. We're going to continue with that. Fans enjoy it from all over the globe, seeing great action, whether it's Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan or the Crash in Tijuana, Mexico.
And if you're streaming Bound for Glory on the Fight TV app, enjoy the next 3 months of free GWN Global Wrestling Network.
Absolutely, and certainly what we've seen from Team AAA is a unified team when they've come here, but when it's on their turf, they don't seemingly get along, and right now it looks like the Cowboy, James Storm, tagging in.
Storm, a former world champion. He's won the World Tag Team titles more times than I think anyone can count.
The number of tag team partners as well he's won them with. I mean, the common denominator at all those tag team reigns we've seen over the years at Impact is James Storm was always a part of them. Up and over goes the Cowboy. That's Tejano Jr., second generation competitor. DDT'd by the Cowboy. Here's a cover. Not enough.
Tejano has told Storm that he is a real cowboy, not like James Storm.
Certainly the legacy of Tejano, his father, very much in the tradition of the cowboy motif, if you will, but now a cover. And EC3 on the outside of the ring wanting to get involved. Storm and Tejano fighting it out right now. This 6-man tag team match for bragging rights, obviously.
Eddie Edwards tagged himself in.
There's a cover by Eddie Edwards. Back in August, Impact had huge representation at AAA's signature event, Triple Mania. And we saw what happened there. In fact, that's what started the Moose Lashley war at Triple Mania.
I can't wait for 6 sides of steel later tonight as Team AAA is starting to go to work now on Eddie Edwards.
Pagano in the makeup on the outside, primarily known in AAA as a hardcore wrestler, takes things to the extreme. Whereas Tejano, more of a brawler, and Phantasma, high flyer.
Yeah, so they got a little bit of everything on Team AAA, and I'm a big fan of Phantasma. I think he brings a lot to the table. A tremendous competitor. You're going to see some of Phantasma here shortly, I believe.
And that's Pagano in with the GHC champion, Eddie Edwards. And we invite you to follow along with us tonight. Here's a cover by Pagano on Eddie Edwards. Not enough. Crowd want to see EC3 involved. Hashtag Bound for Glory tonight. And you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Impact Wrestling.
So far, it's been Team AAA. They're working together. They're keeping each other fresh. And they've got Eddie Edwards isolated. It's Tag Team Wrestling 101.
Well, for this team, Team Impact to be effective, Storm and EC3 have to get on the same page. The egos need to be put aside. And when you have egos like EC3, and, yeah, of course, the Cowboy James Storm, look at this.
Here we go.
That's going to happen, and Eddie Edwards does his best to fight off Phantasma and Teano. The question is, can he make the tag?
And who will Eddie Edwards tag? Both men reaching out. Well, EC3 pulled back. And has turned his back on his partners.
Well, Team Impact has their work cut out for them if they intend to. All right, now we're seeing communication between the two. If these two are going to get along, if they're not going to get along, this is going to be a long night for Team Impact.
How's EC3 going to ever get into this match? Storm doing everything he can right now.
Storm fighting off Phantasma. Here comes Teano. Storm. Great move.
Takes them both out.
Yeah, here we go. Cover now. Not enough.
Yeah, Storm hesitated there before he went for the cover on Phantasma. The son of the Ghost was able to kick out.
And now to the top. Look out, Pagano on the outside. It's going to stop that quick. Storm losing sight of his ring location, and right now he's on the wrong side of the ring.
Yeah, and the official has decided to try to keep EC3 at bay, and it's allowed Team AAA to 3-on-1 assault James Storm.
Pagano, Phantasma, and Teano working over the Cowboy James Storm, and right now it's just a mugging in there. Storm is fighting this on his own.
Yeah, and we've seen EC3 make his intentions crystal clear. I don't know if he'll ever tag into this match, especially if it's James Storm who needs the tag.
Pagano comes in, hits an elbow. Look at this.
Springboard bulldog there from Pagano.
Cover on the Cowboy James Storm, and not enough.
Saw that separation there. Not a super tight cover by Pagano allowed Storm to kick out.
Pagano, who main evented last year's Triple Mania 2016. Now tonight finds himself, oh, wow, there's that rope. We've seen that before from Teano.
A bull rope to the back of Storm. This couldn't be going any worse for Team Impact.
And that may have finalized the Cowboy James Storm. Pagano goes to the cover, and not enough. Still some fight left as you see EC3, who has had absolutely no impact on this match, other than to deny the tag.
Seething on the ring apron there.
As Teano goes to work over the Cowboy James Storm. Ooh. Great knife edge chops by the second generation competitor.
And he gets him twice. He follows through with the clothesline. Does Teano, and Storm is on the wrong side of the ring.
Teano now comes in. Storm able to lift him up, and what are we going to see here from the Cowboy?
Trying to go for the slam here, but you can see Teano trying to hold on to the rope.
Teano holding on for dear life. He knows what happens if he lets go of those ropes. He's going back first on the mat, courtesy of the Cowboy James Storm. What's going to happen? No, wait a minute.
Oh, Alabama slam.
Got it. Look out, Eddie Edwards awaits Phantasma. Not so fast. Over the top rope, down to the floor goes Phantasma. Allows for Eddie Edwards, full steam ahead to the floor.
Friendly fire there as Eddie Edwards nailed EC3.
Teano over the top, and both men down as well. Cowboy James Storm and Pagano in the ring. Pagano over the top. And now look out.
Back elbow there.
Certainly a unique offensive approach by Pagano.
Pagano's looking to join everyone on the outside of the ring.
Over the top rope to the floor, which leaves the Cowboy James Storm by himself inside the six-sided ring.
Storm sort of shrugged there.
No, come on.
Not from the Cowboy.
The Cowboy James Storm from the top rope.
That was a first for everything.
Look at this.
Wow.
Over the top from the post to the floor goes the Cowboy James Storm.
A series of dives from everyone competing in this match. Exclamation point put on by James Storm as he goes up and over and takes out everyone.
Who's going to get to their feet first? EC3 back in the ring with Teano. Once again, Eddie Edwards set to defend that GHC championship for the first time in North America. The history of that prestigious championship this Thursday on Impact. But tonight, he's got to focus on AAA. And right now, EC3 showing a little teamwork with Eddie Edwards on Teano. Not so fast. What are we going to see here? Uh-oh.
Wow! Tower of Power!
And look at, well, the high flyer himself, James Storm to the top rope.
Drops the elbow!
Drops the elbow from the top on Teano. Takes both Pagano and Phantasma down in the process.
And everyone is down.
Bodies scattered, strewn about the six-sided ring. Everyone down. EC3 to his feet first. Teano to his feet.
Looking for a TK3.
And the Impact Grand Champion picked up and dropped by Teano. Look out for the Cowboy James Storm. Backcracker on Teano. Oh, wow, what a kick. Through the uprights. And Pagano delivers the offense.
Nice shot there with the enziguri from Eddie Edwards.
That leaves Phantasma. Eddie Edwards trying to fight off Phantasma. What a drop kick.
Was in hot pursuit of Eddie Edwards and delivered big time.
Look out for Phantasma. Flies out of the ring like a rocket. Oh, not so fast. Eddie Edwards stopped Phantasma in his tracks. He knew what was coming. Able to forecast that move and stop Phantasma. Now, what is this? Eddie Edwards has up Phantasma. What's he gonna do?
Phantasma fighting for his life here in this match. Looking to counter. Whoa.
This is not good for Eddie. No. No,
Oh,
come on.
my.
No.
Oh!
Wow. Good night. Leg lariat by Teano on the Cowboy James Storm. We got to get some medical attention out here for Eddie Edwards. The tag made and Pagano goes to the top.
Pagano now legal. EC3's down.
Leg drop. And now, Storm on the outside of the ring. Pagano and Teano have an opportunity to finish off EC3. Eddie Edwards just taken out.
Yeah, I don't think Eddie Edwards is going to get back up anytime soon.
And EC3 with a double low blow, and that might just be what they need.
Double one percenters.
EC3 gains the momentum for Team Impact. And now looks over at the Cowboy James Storm. Storm makes the tag. EC3 encouraging it all. Last call, super kick, here it comes and delivers. Pagano is knocked into next week. See you later, that's it.
Here are your winners, the team of Eddie Edwards, EC3, and Cowboy James Storm.
Well, it took a bit of convincing, but EC3 and Storm finally get on the same page, and we see the results. A victory over Team AAA by Team Impact.
And now on TNA Xplosion, it's time for the Don West. You've got to be kidding me. Top 5 trending topics of the week in honor of the late great TNA Hall of Famer, Don West. At number 5, it was recently announced on TNAWrestling.com that TNA is gearing up for the Total Nonstop Summer Tour. It all kicks off starting today, Friday, June 14th, with TNA's Against All Odds live on TNA Plus in Chicago, Illinois. And of course, tomorrow night, TNA presents Impact in Chicago on Saturday, June 15th. You don't want to miss it. Tickets are still available. And don't miss our stops in Philadelphia, Montreal, Tampa, Louisville, and Cleveland, starting with Chicago and culminating in mid-September. You can get your tickets and find out more at TNAWrestling.com. At number 4, it was last night on Impact that the system visited the Hardy compound. This was the legendary location that brought us the final deletion and the total non-stop deletion that revolutionized pro wrestling. And I can tell you that it absolutely warped the minds of the system. If you haven't seen it already, you can watch back Impact from last night, and especially the system's visit to the Hardy compound now on demand on TNA Plus. At number 3, it was this past weekend at NXT Battleground that the TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordan Grace challenged NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez for her title. Now, with controversy involving NXT's Tatum Paxley and an uninvited guest, TNA's own Ash by Elegance, in the end, Roxanne Perez was able to escape with a victory against the Juggernaut. I am very curious to see how Jordan Grace responds, because tonight, live at Against All Odds, the Juggernaut will hold an open challenge for her TNA Knockouts World Championship. At number 2, speaking of champions, it was last week on TNA Impact that AJ Francis captured his first championship in TNA, dethroning Laredo Kid for the TNA Digital Media Championship. There was certainly involvement from Rich Swann of First Class in the process. They celebrated after the fact with YouTube star BDE. Now, I don't know how long the celebration is going to last, because tonight, live in Chicago on TNA Plus at Against All Odds, Rich Swann has to go one-on-one with PCO after First Class was messing with PCO and his love interest in Steph DeLander last night on Impact. And at number 1, as I mentioned earlier on tonight, at Against All Odds live on TNA Plus in Chicago, Illinois, Jordan Grace will hold an open challenge for her TNA Knockouts World Championship at NXT Battleground. Jordan Grace suffered her first singles loss in a year. The Juggernaut has got to be furious rolling into Against All Odds and has put it out there publicly last night on Impact and on social media. She will defend her championship against anyone, any promotion. It doesn't matter. Who will step up to the Juggernaut? We're going to find out tonight at Against All Odds. Still to come here on Xplosion before Jonathan Gresham squares off with Sami Callihan on the countdown to Against All Odds tonight. He'll battle Leon Slater here on Xplosion. That's still to come. But up next, it's Around the Ring with Gia Miller, starring AJ Francis of First Class. Welcome back to TNA Xplosion, and now it's time for Around the Ring with Gia Miller.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Around the Ring. As always, I am Mean Gia Miller, and today I am joined by the Digital Media Champion, AJ Francis.
Yes, thank you for having me, and you're not very mean, although you did just butcher my name. It's TNA Francis.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry about that. TNA Francis, thank you so much for joining me around the ring. The premise of the show is we talk about anything but wrestling. And okay, so I typically have like a little bit of an idea of what I want to talk about, but today I need your help.
Okay.
People have been talking a lot about some rap beef that's going on. I know that may come as a shock and surprise, but I am not really up to date on that.
I am not shocked nor surprised.
Well, can you help me so I at least know what I'm talking about when people ask me?
Absolutely. So basically what happened is Drake and Kendrick Lamar, two of the greatest rappers of all time,
I know that.
they got into a little bit of a squabble.
Okay.
And Kendrick set it off with a feature on Future's album, and Future has beef with Drake too. Basically, Drake is the king of hip hop, and heavy is the crown.
Sure.
You know,
sure.
and everybody wants that spot.
Okay. So clearly you're on the Drake side.
I'm on hip hop side.
Okay.
I love Drake. I love Kendrick. I love J. Cole. I love good hip hop rap music.
Fair enough.
I like good music.
Fair enough.
I don't pick one side or the other. That's why I'm an impartial judge for this. That's why I can really educate you.
Okay, good. I was trying to stir the pot a little bit.
So you know, Kendrick has this feature on Future's song, Like That, where he disses Drake and J. Cole.
Okay.
J. Cole, because Drake and J. Cole have a song called First Person Shooter, and it was the #1 record in America, and it's about them being the top of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
First class, kind of.
Yeah, first class. They're first class,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And rumor has it that Kendrick was supposed to be on that song too, but turned it down. Didn't want to be on the song with him. So, you know, Drake is known for subliminal shots and saying things without actually dropping names.
Sure.
And he's done it for years.
A verbal subtweet.
Yes, exactly. And Kendrick finally responded in Like That, right? So when he responded in Like That, J. Cole responded first, but then J. Cole was like, this didn't weigh good on my spirit. I haven't been sleeping. I'm gonna back out of the way.
Okay.
J.
okay.
Cole, at the time he was getting clowned. Now everybody says he looks like the genius, right? Because Kendrick clearly had another plan, right? So fast forward, Drake drops a response track, which is dope, called Push Ups. People love it, right? And then he drops another track, which was incredible. People hated on the track, but the creativity of using AI to write a verse that sounds like Tupac and write a verse that sounds like Snoop Dogg, and then do your own verse at the end of that. He used Snoop, Tupac, two West Coast legends to diss the current West Coast guy.
Yeah.
Kendrick
Little nod
Lamar.
to that old school
You know what
beef.
I'm saying?
I'm familiar with that.
It was dope.
Yeah.
And Drake's verse on there was dope, and the whole concept was dope. People hated on it because it was AI
Sure.
and Tupac and all
And
that.
people are haters.
People are just naturally haters. People love to hate Drake. That's just a fact.
Sure.
But like, it was dope. Okay. To which Kendrick responded, and then Drake responded, and in Drake's response, like 10 minutes later, Kendrick responded again. It was like a pre-planned attack, right? And it was great booking. It was great booking. Whoever booked it, keep booking, right? I think it's all work. I genuinely think it's all work. I think they're all in it together. They all everybody involved made a lot of money in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would not be surprised if they were all.
Sure, yeah,
I'm a big
everybody's
High
making
School
money.
Musical guy too, so I feel you.
Okay, good.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I think they're all in it together, right? But then, you know, a big knockdown by Kendrick is the fact that he released a song called Not Like Us,
yes.
which is currently the #1 song in America. It's the fastest song to 100 million streams on Spotify.
Wow.
And the record that it broke was Drake's God's Plan. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So it's crazy, the correlation there. And then Drake responded again with the Heart Part 6, and it was a great song, great bars. My favorite thing about this whole thing is every song was hot. Every song had bars, every song was dope.
Yeah.
People were pretending Drake songs were whack. People were pretending Kendrick songs were whack.
Sure.
All that was just hater shit.
Everybody got a lot of great music out of
And
this.
it was all great music, and it was a good thing. It brought Kendrick out. Kendrick be ducked off and not involved in hip hop as much as people want him to be.
Sure.
Drake even references that in his song.
Okay.
So like, I'm glad that we got good music from two of the best to ever do it. And I think when we look back at it, this will probably be the greatest hip hop feud of all time.
I mean,
Up there, Biggie and Pac, obviously Jay-Z and Nas.
Sure.
I think it'll be in that pantheon for eternity.
well, I mean, there's only one way to see it, and that's how it's all going to go down, how it's all going to play out. I wonder when we're going to see this blow-off match between these two.
I think it's already over, brother.
Oh, you think so?
I think they both made enough money. They both got enough off their chest. I think that neither one of them is going to continue it. They both, I think they're ready to move on to the next phase. Plus, I'm sure Kendrick's about to drop an album.
That makes sense. Well, okay, I feel well-versed, so I at least can have an opinion and some talk about this situation. Thank you so much for your education, and thank you guys for tuning into Around the Ring.
Up next, did you miss anything from last night's Impact? The final Impact before Against All Odds goes down tonight. No problem. We're going to get you all caught up. In case you missed it, is next. Welcome back to TNA Xplosion, and now it's time for In Case You Missed It. Great tag team matchup in our main event tonight in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio area. The ABC up against Nick and Ryan Nemeth. A night Nick and Ryan will never forget. Count of 7 here from the official. Both men have the count of 10 to get to their feet, but they make tags. It's Ace Austin to meet Nick Nemeth.
Now it's Ace Austin's turn to turn things around here on behalf of the ABC. Boom!
Off the side Russian leg sweep, follows up with a leg drop. Ryan Nemeth trying to get in to help out his brother Nick.
Ace Austin trying to fight a little bit 2-on-1 here.
Oh, Ryan Nemeth rushed in. Ace Austin, caught him with a bulldog out of the corner.
Look at this, Ace Austin. Quick here. Boom!
Oh, what a kick to the face.
Lights out!
Shoots the half, here's the cover, hook to the leg. Oh, what a kick out by Nick Nemeth. Can you imagine if Nick and Ryan Nemeth lose here tonight before their TNA World Tag Team title match tomorrow night?
Everybody talks about momentum, but this being your first match as a tag team,
Ever.
it means more than ever, absolutely.
Oh, and now Bay running interference on Ryan Nemeth. Nick Nemeth has absorbed so much damage in this matchup from the Ace and Bay connection. The setup. Oh, kick to the back of the head and the brain buster. There's the cover. And it's broken up by the Hollywood hunk.
Ryan Nemeth able to stay in the ring and catch that one in the nick of time. Wow, all 4 men are in the ring here.
An excellent matchup here on the brink of Against All Odds tomorrow night live on TNA Plus in Chicago. Oh, now Nemeth able to get through DDT. He won it earlier on in the match.
Boom! Huge cutter from Chris.
Oh, super kick right on the button, wobbling the legs of Chris Bay.
Knockout shots from everybody in this matchup. One hell of a tag team main event, just 24 hours ahead of Against All Odds in Chicago.
The ABC and the Nemeths trying to get up to their feet. A hard-fought matchup, to say the least. Whoa! One thing that bodes well for Nick and Ryan is we know they will not give up easily whatsoever tomorrow night against the system.
Oh, look out here.
Inside the ring, Nick Nemeth, shoulders down on Ace Austin and a kick out. Went for the super kick. Austin able to block. Going for a cover now. Shoulders down. Kick out by Nick Nemeth. Oh, and that kick, toe of the boot right to the ear.
The action, fast and furious face stomp by Ace Austin.
Tucks the arm, hooks the leg. Nick Nemeth will not go quietly.
The resilience of the wanted man is something to be admired here, but how much of this can he take? Is it time to shut it all down?
Going for the 1-2 sweep. Ryan Nemeth preventing the launch there by Ace Austin. Oh, and Austin went for Ryan Nemeth. He crashed and burned. Ryan Nemeth into the ring. Danger zone.
What a flurry, is that it?
Nick and Ryan Nemeth win.
Oh my God. Here are your winners, the team of Ryan and Nick Nemeth.
The brothers come together and win for their first time as a tandem. Will Nick and Ryan Nemeth be the key to a system meltdown? We'll find out tomorrow night, live in Chicago and against all odds. Up next, it's our main event. The disturbing Jonathan Gresham goes one-on-one with the high-flying Leon Slater. That's next on Xplosion. Welcome back to Xplosion, and we are set for our main event.
The following contest is set for one fall. Introducing first, he is the Octopus, Jonathan Gresham.
We are bracing for action here on TNA Xplosion. Gia, you just never know what you're going to get with Jonathan Gresham.
No, we don't. And I know the last time we saw him on Xplosion, things got really unsettling.
Unfortunately, I expect more of the same.
His opponent from Bradford, England, Leon Slater.
Talk about polar opposites here. Leon Slater has been such a bright spot ever since he officially signed with TNA Wrestling a number of months ago and really burst on the scene, has made a name for himself very quickly as an eye-popping athlete, but also behind the scenes, Gia, as I know you've gotten accustomed to, he does everything the right way. He's 19 years of age and he operates as someone well beyond their years.
Yes, 19 years old, but started training at 9. Can you believe
Crazy.
that? 9 years old, and it shows. Look at his skill and his ability and his experience level. I mean, he's so young, but he's got the world ahead of him.
A lot of respect to his mother, who gave her blessing once upon a time for a 9-year-old to step into a wrestling ring with observation, with proper training. And Leon Slater has pursued his dream in professional wrestling for a decade. So don't let his youth be a throw you off whatsoever. Yeah. Speaking of being thrown off, Slater doesn't look necessarily phased here early on by Jonathan Gresham. Many would be. Handspring back elbow there by Leon Slater.
Yeah, you're right. Many would be extremely intimidated by Jonathan Gresham, especially after the things we've seen from him recently. I mean, we know, it's a new Jonathan Gresham, but it's somehow an even more dangerous Jonathan Gresham. I mean, with the introduction of this ink-like substance, I know we do have our referee fully protected and her personal protective equipment.
Yeah, per Santina Morella, that is now mandatory for any Jonathan Gresham matchup for referees. And some of that black ink got onto Sami Callihan recently on Impact in the first encounter between Gresham and Callihan recently in this company. We know tonight at Against All Odds live in Chicago, right here on TNA Plus, we'll see Gresham versus Callihan once again, and a shot there to the knee by Gresham. And that is smart strategy, whether you like Gresham or not, taking the athletic and rangy Slater off of his feet.
Yeah, that's going to be a big indicator, a big kicker, no pun intended, for Jonathan Gresham to overcome. I mean,
well, for Slater to overcome, if you're taking away the mobility of someone like Leon Slater, that completely changes the way he can operate. Yeah, you can see there that left leg not cooperating.
Oof.
Look at Gresham just tying up Leon Slater.
Rendering just all of his limbs completely useless. I mean, it's hard to win a match if you can't move your arms or your legs.
We will see Callahan versus Gresham tonight as a part of the countdown to Against All Odds, which begins again live and free right here on TNA Plus at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. You can also catch it on TNA social and digital platforms, as well as Anthem's broadcast partners. And then Against All Odds itself begins live at 8 p.m. Eastern on TNA Plus.
And speaking of Callahan, I mean, we've talked about how that ink affects the people that are marked by it, and I've been observing Sami Callahan very closely, and I mean, he's off to begin with, but this is a new Sami Callahan. He just doesn't seem right, and I'm worried how that's going to affect him at Against All Odds.
Shoulders down, and a kick out there by Slater.
Oh.
And Slater went for the splash. Gresham got the knees up in time. Gresham, the smaller competitor, trying to manipulate the larger Slater. Went for the backslide there. Blue Thunder Bomb against Slater, really favoring that left knee. Into the cover. Oh, and a kick out. And again, had it not been an injury to that left knee, Slater might have been able to follow up immediately there on the Blue Thunder Bomb, but Gresham's handiwork paying off.
Yep, slowing him down, and I mean, that's going to be a big key if Jonathan Gresham wants to take Leon Slater off his feet. The speed and the agility, I mean, we've seen that man jump, and if he can't get that in, that's going to be a huge obstacle for him to overcome.
Slater's told me that his goal is to capture the X Division championship, but also become the youngest X Division champion of all time. He's got a little over a year and a half to accomplish that. The TNA legend Amazing Red won the X Division title at 21 years of age and a handful of days. So Slater's got a little time.
He does, and I mean, with the track he is on, I mean, again, doing it the right way, giving it his all, and that knee, I am worried about that. As long as he can stay healthy, I think that he can do whatever he puts his mind to.
I agree with you on that, and this is the challenge of any wrestlers, that you get accustomed to your offense. It's something I've spoken to Matthew Raywalt and others about plenty. You go to what you know, so even in situations like this where Slater sustained an injury, you can sometimes put yourself in harm's way, and he was standing on that plant leg there to deliver the leg lariat, the injured left knee.
Yeah, being able to adjust to those injuries, to those ailments, it's going to be a big key factor for him.
And you can see that leg just gave out. Gresham went to attack. Whoa, and he still flipped Gresham straight up into the air.
I mean, the more he keeps running and jumping on it, I'm worried he's just doing more damage than good.
Cover. Look to the leg, trying to win this one as quickly as possible, and a kick out by Gresham.
Yeah, I think the longer that Leon Slater's staying on that leg, the worse it's going to get for him. He needs to make quick work as quickly as he can.
Easier said than done when it comes to Jonathan Gresham. And now Slater, you can see, trying to drag himself to the outside of the ropes, trying to smack some life into that knee.
Get the adrenaline going. Once that adrenaline's pumping, you can't feel nothing, baby. Oh.
Now Slater, is he thinking about the Swanton 450?
Oh no.
And the leg gave out, that left leg gave out, and now it's Gresham grabbing a hold of the left knee.
Oh no.
Close range.
Oh, that's really dangerous. Does he have the ink on him?
I can't tell. And now it's Gresham. All over Slater here on the top turnbuckle. Doesn't look like any of that ink got onto the face of Slater.
Yeah, he looks good for now, but he needs to be really, really careful of it.
Again, trying to get some life into that left knee. Think about going for broke here on Xplosion.
Oh, here it comes.
What's the Swanton 450, but he crashed and burned, and now it's Gresham. And a kick out there by Slater.
Oh, no.
Shoulders down, sunset flip, kick out by Gresham.
Oh.
Hold on. Now Gresham, oh, wait a minute, Slater!
Oh, no.
Slater might have him! Oh, and a kick out by Gresham.
Oh, I thought that was it. I thought he had him.
Went for the big boot there. Oh, wait a minute. Gresham pulled down the mask. The official naturally went to put it back on per the mandate. Now the cover, and Gresham scores the win on an injured Slater.
Here is your winner, Jonathan Gresham.
Jonathan Gresham ripped off the mask of the official and created an opening for himself against Leon Slater.
Well, it's a victory for Jonathan Gresham here tonight.
What could have been for Leon Slater instead is Jonathan Gresham who gets the win. Thank you for joining us here, and tune in tonight for Against All Odds.